What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. Alright guys, let's talk a little bit about combat power. I'm not going to use the word CP. Apparently I was told, because I'm old and I don't know these things, CP is not the right term to use online because it stands for something else. So we're going to just call it combat power, alright? Get away from all the craziness. Now, I've done a lot, and I mean a lot, of account reviews lately. Netmarble, my hands are up in the air. I've done them plain and simply by account sharing through Discord. I do not log into anyone's account. They share their screen. I just help them. If you have not seen this, I've done it on the last 2 live streams. We're legit here, folks, all right? No laws are being broken. With that being said, I do want to talk a little bit about how to gain the best combat power at this point in time in the game, especially for free-to-play players who are struggling. I'm going to show you guys my power right now, currently at 100 days. I'm sitting at, this is my free-to-play account, by the way, 526k, 845. I'm still working on getting myself some more dupes of characters, obviously some more weapons, as well as some more gear from WOBL. Just no luck. Now, I could, of course, increase my combat power quite drastically if I wanted to by just taking away all these little purple artifacts and putting in all of the yellow ones by increasing the CP, but that's one method of doing it, and that is called the Fluff Method. Well, let's call it the Fluff Method, okay? And essentially what the Fluff Method means is it allows you to increase your combat power, increase your battle tier, and get out of the red to avoid the penalties, and obviously get yourself some essence stones and some gold along the way, but it does require you to obviously level up some gear along the way as well, which is more of a whale method. But I do want to break down what the best artifacts are currently in the game for the characters to get the best power, what the best stats are going to be, and what the best combination of items are going to be. Now, with that all being said, it's a mouthful. Let's talk about it. All right, first off, Sun Jinwoo, our boy, the main star, our suave pimp. So, the best thing you can do here for your character is build him a couple different ways, okay? So number one, I do all strength. Some people like to do some precision, but strength and precision are always the main ones. I've never strayed away from the all strength method. It always works for me, and for most of the people who follow me and like me, do the same thing, and it works for them. So some people like precision. It does help, obviously, but I don't think it's enough anymore because you now have gems to help out. We'll talk more about gems very shortly, okay? So the first thing you want to note, the biggest point of power for you is going to be 2 different things. It's going to be your artifacts, okay? So right now, the best current CP combat power, damn it, I said it, combat power you can get is going through the full AP set curse level 78 tier items, okay? That, of course, includes the best stats. Now, the best stats are going to be attack percentage, damage increase, crit damage, crit hit rate, etc., right? Pretty straightforward stuff. You guys know how the stats work at this point. I've done plenty of videos on it, but you do want to go full 8 piece of level 78 to get the most amount of combat power. Now, alternative methods to doing so, currently the best other options in the game, if you don't have this, is going to be the level 75 options, and there's 2 specific ones you want to go with, okay? Number one, this set here. The Warmonger set is absolutely incredible. Insane amount of defense and attack increase on AP set, and you get it instantly by just attacking. There's no other prerequisite, just attack. Hit a basic button, boom, attack up, right? So this piece set right now is probably the best 4-piece set of these. I actually recommend this over curse set personally. I just don't have a good one to build up, so I'm working on it. But I really, really, really like this. I have it on my pay to win account, and you guys would love this on your account. Now this pairs perfectly, and I mean perfectly, with the expert set, okay? So if you are running an expert set, this expert set here is going to be amazing, again, at level 75. As a matter of fact, the expert set should be with your 2-piece curse. You should do 2-piece curse, 2-piece one-hit kill, 4-piece this. And you're hitting harder than you normally would. It'll hit harder than even a 8-piece curse set, okay? So that's been proven. I've done it for people on the live streams. They've tested it on me for me as well, too, and come back with the results that are crazy. So, for example, somebody wore an 8-piece curse set, great stats, couldn't beat hard mode Vulcan, went back in with this setup that I just told you guys about, and beat Vulcan with 1 minute and 20 seconds left. It's insane the difference when you can stack this much attack power. So this is the best possible set you can do at the moment in the game, in my opinion. So if you go 4-piece Crimson, 4-piece Warmonger, 4-piece Expert, you're rolling. Or if you go 2, 2, and 4, it's your call which way you want to go. Nonetheless, it's going to be better either way. One thing I will say, though, is because they're changing the way curse sets work and they're easing up the requirements, we may see curse set make a big comeback again, okay? Of course, because damage increase is wild. It's crazy how good it is, right? So that's the best way to do it. Now, the second best thing you need to focus on, of course, is the weapons, as I mentioned. Getting your weapons to level 100. Do not, guys, and I'm saying this now, do not skimp on skills. Skills are so damn important to raising your combat power. So if you have the skills or the currencies to do it, I would highly, highly recommend push these up as high as you can. Yes, the combat power is not that important, but the percentages play a massive role in beating content. You guys can see that went up by 100% more damage, etc., right? So having these things leveled up, having these things powered up is going to give you guys the best amount of possible damage you can push through, and it's important because the percentages do make a difference. Now, the basic attack and core attack, not so much, but these actual skill parts make a big difference. The other one, of course, is getting, like I mentioned, the dupes. So dupes being your ascensions, right? Getting more dupes of a weapon will obviously power it up even further. Of course, if they are SSR versions as well. If you are looking to gain the most combat power to go through different battle tiers, just remember, even if you have an A7 of a version of a weapon, you'll always get more combat power for the most part when you swap it over to an SSR of any sort. So for example, if I were to swap this, you guys can see here I gained 3,403 power. The reasoning behind that is the stats are staggeringly different when it comes down to the 3 different main stats. So that's attack, HP, and precision. You guys can see the difference between them. It makes a hefty difference, right? So if you're looking for a specifically combat power increase, then you are going to be looking for putting on the best possible gears. You can see I went to 529 with just that little increase right there. Okay, so if you're looking to beat battle tiers, your SSR weapon and dupes are the most important, but if you're looking for overall quality of just like, you know, gameplay, then you obviously understand, for example, like Westwind will hit harder than Moonshadow Blades, but Moonshadow Blades are incredible as well too. So depending how you play, that's going to make a big difference too. So make sure you are increasing the skills of your weapons as well as the actual dupes of your weapons, which plays it's all RNG luck, right? All right, now next up, we talked about artifacts already. We talked about the weapons. The last thing here I want to talk about is the actual skills. Don't skimp on skills, all right? Skills are important. The percentages go up whenever you skill up, obviously, right? So make sure you are putting some levels into your skills, especially the ones you use most often. So for example, Death Dance is one I use very, very often. So if I were to just increase, let's say this one level, this will give me another 40% damage on this attack, right? So it's worth it. Look at your skills. Very, very important. But right now, the main thing you can do, guys, if you are struggling with WOBL, which really is now, in my opinion, a stepping stone to the instance and encores, then encores and instances at level 75, whether it's blue gear or purple gear or orange gear or yellow gear, I should say, depending where you are in the game, is going to be the fastest way to level up your characters. Now, another thing to also remember is your armory. Okay, a lot of people have been skipping out on the armory. The armory plays a massive, massive role in CP, especially now that they've opened up a second page. I'm going to give you guys my piece of advice. As free-to-play players, you have 2 different options. You can use Essence Stones to actually open up slots. I personally don't recommend it because I like to save my Essence Stones for my summoning, for new characters, new weapons. But this is a great way to increase your power. So if you use Essence Stones to open up a slot, and then you use your glasses to actually level up those slots, you can actually probably increase your power by about 30 to 40k on this chart alone from these 2 pages. Pretty easily. Okay, so the armory is nothing that you want to scoff at. It's something you actually want to focus on. So for me personally, I'm debating because this is the last slot here. I really want to use my actual gems to finish this, but I might do this after the Hansi Mei and Gogun he come out, because the fact that we're having back-to-back banners makes it way more strenuous on the Essence Stone section. So hold off. But this is a place, guys, that you absolutely want to put effort into, because you guys can see here my total armory power is 29k. You can get even more from here by unlocking and going pluses all across the board. So that's the beauty of saving the glasses, the hourglasses versus using Essence Stones. These hourglasses will allow you to, number one, not only unlock, if you don't unlock and use Essence Stones instead, you'll be able to actually level up these areas here and gain quite a bit of power through them. Okay, so look at that, 4,000, 10,000 there. So a ton of things. And now remember, Armory also works a specific way. If you have something in the Armory and you level up that Armory item, then that will actually increase the power of that item on the armory. So level of your items and your weapons do matter quite a bit. Don't let them just sit around and do nothing. You actually do want to focus on them. So for example, let's say 1565 here, right? If I go back here and I level this weapon up, just so you guys see how this works a little bit. Here at level 20, let's just say I want to go ahead and limit break this, right? And then we go push it a little further. Let's go to level 40, for example, right? You guys can see the armory just went up by 280. Yeah, even if you don't have it equipped, it will still make a difference. It's a huge portion of your actual armory. So make sure, guys, you are in fact leveling these up. These are things I should have been doing already, but I've been slacking a little bit because of gold, obviously. But now that I have the gold, everything should go in here. So these are the main focuses you want to do. Now for hunters, same thing applies. I've made a video already of the most important stats. I've already made a video for the most important artifacts. Same thing. Now, the only other difference outside of skills and artifacts is your weapon. Push the character's weapons as much as you can, especially your main DPS. If you look at my main DPS, right? This is Alicia. Look at everyone else's weapons. They're all pretty mediocre because they're all free from artifacts. From events for artifacts, right? So you have to push. And also, do not use these willy-nilly. These growths should be used only for your top 3. Remember, we're going to need top 8 eventually, or top 9 hunters to do guilds. So you're going to have to space them out eventually, but your top DPS should always get these growths in order to push the most amount of damage. All right, guys, I hope that video helped. The gem section is a whole different thing in itself. I have a video out on it. The only difference I would make now because of Mirai is I took all my speeds out and I put all MP reduction and MP addition. Everything else remains the same in that video, so go check it out. Always do these because they make a massive difference. Like, look, if I were to increase this, for example, it'll actually reduce some of people's, but most of the time it increases because it's only a level 1. So make sure, like HP percentage, for example, if I want to take, let's just say I want to take advantage of CP, right? I have a level 1. If I put this in, watch this. Watch what'll happen. Everybody gets up. Yeah, healing percentage helps. If you want to raise your CP, healing percentage actually does help. So it's worthwhile to go through these and see what you have, combine a couple of them, and make sure that you are using the most up-to-date versions of these to get the most amount of combat power. So I started at 525. If I wanted to end here, I'd end up about 533. All right, so there you guys go. Some important things to increase your stats, increase your combat power. Make sure you do it. This is Payne. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not checked out this morning's live stream, go watch it. Check out Emma and Woo's story. God, it's so romantic. I made it look so good, and YouTube put a twist on it. You don't want to miss out. All right, guys. See you in the next one.